I done try to make amends. I done made peace with me making amends. It's just never gonna happen. As much as other people want it to happen, much as I may have wanted it to happen, it's never gonna happen.
What's up, people? Today we're here to talk about father wounds. This particular brother, he has basically had a stain in a relationship with his father for over a decade. I know there's a lot of men that go through this, and we just trying to make this a safe space to talk about these type of things. So what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Glad to be here.
Hey, so just let people know about where you from, your family dynamic, who was in the household.
All right, so I grew up going back and forth from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. I was born in New Orleans, raised a lot of my life in Baton Rouge, but I was been in Baton Rouge for a long time, which is why I met, Lakeith in that. But I grew up a lot with my mom, and my dad used to come in and out, and then I finished the rest of my life off living with my grandma. But a lot of times, I lived with my mom, and my pops would come and go, you know. So it was mostly with my mom and my grandma.
I didn't know that. I didn't know your pops were like going in and out. Because I remember I met your pops for the first time when we were, I think that was probably like six.
Yeah, like sixth grade.
We
Yeah.
went to the movies that time.
hmm
And he seemed like an in-tune pop, like he was in the family. He was, it just seemed like he was super duper strict. He was a strict pop. What was before I get to you and his relationship, what was his relationship with your mom and your sister?
I mean, my pops would like come and go, but he was more focused on himself. It wasn't like oh, I'm just so in tune with the family and everything. But I used to give him a lot of leeway because he spent a lot of his life in jail when he was younger. But it's only so much leeway I could give you once your kids get older. Like I'm in the house, I'm chilling, my mom at work, and you leave me in the house once you get off from work. Me and my sister get out of school, you leave us in the house to go do whatever it is that you wanted to go do. Now, I wasn't tripping, but we in the house, bro, and you at somebody else's house with their kids or you out enjoying your life and we kids and we gotta stay there. We ain't got nothing to do. We in the house. We kids.
So when you found that out?
I mean, he was doing that from a young age, like fourth, third, fourth, fifth grade. He was doing it like my whole childhood, but it never bothered me. It was
As a third grader or fifth grader, how were you aware that your pops was in these other places with women and children?
my pops was a bold man. He would take us over to whoever the lady house was and let her people watch us. So we understood what was going on. We was in tune with what was going on because your body language is showing like you ain't just with my mama because of the way you going about it. My mama used to work nights a lot. And that would give him the leeway to go do whatever it is that he wanted to do. And all he had to do was send a text or whatever, because we ain't got no phone at the home for us to call up. They got cell phones, or when there was no phone in the house, then she'll call or we'll see her when she got there in the morning, because he'll be back and we'll be back by then. So it wasn't really no issue with him, but he ain't kept. And you ain't never hear me say like, oh, I'm at the movies with my pops, or me and my pops doing this, or me and my mom's doing this. You ain't never hear me say, because we didn't do that. Now, it was a time to where, he would do stuff and I was appreciative of it, but it wasn't spending time. It was just buying something every blue moon, but it wasn't no time spent. And it was like list stuff that he used to buy.
But he primarily stayed at home, but it was
No.
no.
He didn't primarily stay at the house. He used to be running the streets. And then when I moved to Baton Rouge, he was at work and he'll stay out all night. He'll come home sometimes. Now, me being that young, I wasn't aware where he was at or what he was doing until I started seeing like, the neighbors. He upstairs at the neighbor house all the time when my mom was going to work. And then he started like bringing us up there. And I wasn't tripping me. I was hungry. As long as food was there, that's the spot to be. But he wasn't never trying to hide it. It's just that you get to a point to where like you spending more time with her and her kids than you did with your own kid. And me, I looked up to do it when I was young, because when he come home from time to time, we always like play fight, and then that was it. But as I got older, it was like, nah, you don't really rock with me like that. tolerate me and stay in here for a little bit until you get your needs met, and you always want to fuss and argue about something the kid is doing, but you're not showing the kid no better. Like I had to learn too much stuff on my own.
And what age you started to have a little resentment toward him? Because I remember, one time he came to the school, y'all were in football practice. And I remember Pops coming to see you at football practice at one time when he was tripping about the grade situation.
Yeah, I remember that. But this is the thing. He gonna give you the illusion that he kept, but he not doing nothing about it. He gonna say, "Oh, if you need help, say something." Or if you see him, bro, you see me, and I wasn't even struggling. I just wanted to be one of the kids who do shit. I'm in the house all day. When I get to school, I used to fight. I used to have fun, and I'd go back home and then be in the house all day. I wasn't worrying about no school, but you coming up here going on this rent, and then you go on a rent, then you leave the house and go deal with female. You ain't put no time into your son, so I'm not listening to what you got to say. Because you ain't there to teach me or guide me or lead me in the right direction. And then, I held some resentment to my mama for a while because you letting him do this. Me and you was in the house by ourselves. And my sister, she stayed with my grandma in New Orleans at the time. And then after Katrina, they moved to Texas. And then she was with her the whole time. But you in the house and you letting dude act like this and do all this, but you not putting the work in either. You ain't never heard me say, "Hey, mom, oh, I'm at the movie with my mom," or "My mom bought me this." You ain't never heard me say that. I was more told like rather hang with you and your family because they treated me more like a kid that they cared about rather than what my family did. My mom used to come home, cook, go to sleep, and then we'll go by her friend house all the time. And then that used to make me mad, like, bro, let's do something fun as kids. But as I got older, I love my mama. She's still there and she's trying now. But my pops just tell a story like, oh, I did everything I could for my kid. Nah, you didn't, bro. I had to do too much. I had to learn too much by myself.
Mm, mm. So what age? I think I asked you, but I'm gonna dive deep into this. So, what age or what time period in your life will you really start feeling that and feeling that separation from your pops?
My After my ninth grade year.
Okay.
Early. Yeah, like my ninth grade year, he ain't spend no time with me, but dude he used to give me money and he used to buy me fake shoes. And at the time, we was all wearing fake shoes, it was cool or whatever.
Hey, for real, Scarface.
Them Scarface T-nights, yeah.
I'm feeling
and it was cool, but after that year, it was done. Like I had to find a way to get my mama had to spend her last on getting me school shoes. And mind you, he in New Orleans, so he got a good job. He a welder. But he ain't spend no
When he moved to New Orleans officially from.
He moved. He was always back and forth. Like me and my mama and just lived in Baton Rouge because the house was cheaper or whatever and stuff like that. I ain't moved back to New Orleans until after my 10th grade year. And it was really no contact or nothing like that. Like he wasn't coming down to spend time with me. He was enjoying his life. That's when we was going out all the time, and I had to deal with my mom. My mama wasn't teaching me nothing. She wasn't spending no time. It was just, oh, all right, I'm gonna leave you at the house with the food stamp card, and then you figure it out. And then you remember that.
I do remember that. I was about to speak on that. And this is not me like bashing your pops or nothing like that. But I do remember the situation about the steak. I think I illegally drove to your house and we was over there. And you was like, "Man, I'm so hungry, bro. I'm starving. Let's stop by my house real quick." And we stopped by your house. And we went in there, you look through the cabinets, look at it wasn't really food. And then you open the oven. You remember that?
Yeah.
And they had two, I'm talking about they were probably the best looking steak I ever seen in my life. And you open the thing and I said, "There you go, two steak right there." I said, "You hungry? Just get a piece of that." And you like, "Man, nah, man, I'm gonna get trouble. That's for my pops." I was like, "Man, so y'all got you starving and y'all got food at the house that you can't eat." And at that time, I'm in my grandparents' house, food in abundance.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Bro, I can't understand that." Was it always situations like that in your house?
I ain't gonna say always, but dude will get mad if you like drunk all the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
What? I'm 11 and I'm thirsty. Ain't no bottled water in here.
Yeah.
It's Kool-Aid, and you get mad. And it's a simple fix. You rather your kid go thirsty or not hungry or eat some leftovers and you got a full course meal. And it just came to the point to where you seem like, man, you start being a burden on people. And me, I don't want to be a burden. Even at a younger, I don't want to be a burden on nobody. So when I left the house, we moved back to New Orleans my 11th grade year, and I left the house. I probably walked like 8 miles because we stayed in the 17th, and my grandma, she stayed in the 13th. So me and him got into it, and words said, and he was like, "You could leave," and so I left, and I walked to my grandma's house.
How old was
And that's where
How old?
I was like 16, 15 or 16 at the time, and I left, and I finished whatever's 11th grade year was. I don't know,
16, 17.
Yeah, and I left, and I went to my grandma, and I stayed there from now on, and then I felt free because my grandma, you know, she spent time when she was older, but she let me be a kid. She let me make mistakes and I could go and talk her, through it. I had to rely on my homeboys in the hood. They was older and old to actually teach me something, teach me the game, teach me this and teach me that. But I was always smart enough. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to join the military. So it took that. And then my pops, he was in the border. He used to see me from time to time. You ain't never hear about me saying, "Oh yeah, I'm at the pop with my pops going to a Saints game, a basketball game." No time. I even offered. I was like, "Man, come watch me play football." Never came. No, I'm good, man. I'm finna go. All right. Ain't give me no money or nothing like that. But it was cool because I was more focused on being free than whether worried about if I wanted to make him happy or I wanted to spend time with him. I just don't like that dynamic.
So I'm gonna jump back. So let people know as Keith, the people say you're arrogant, you mean, that type of person. It's rare that you would hit nice stuff come out your mouth. But I know you. I know you're a person, a very good person. But people's perception of you is you mean, you're arrogant. Does that have any correlation with you and your father's relationship, or that's just
Yeah, so I mean, I don't, it got something to do with it because, I grew up angry because, you know, I always had to look at people with their dad, like with their families and stuff like that. I grew up because I ain't have nobody to talk to or nothing like that. If it wasn't for you, you know, and Stephen and Kenny just coming to hang with y'all, ain't really have nobody to talk to or to play. Me and my sister don't have a good relationship, so I'm just in the house alone and upset and by myself all the time. And I used to go to school, and I feel like I know I came off as an arrogant or as mean or whatever, and I used to get into a lot of fights, but you know, I kept, some now if you break that or whatever and stuff, I care, but I don't mean to come off as mean and mad and arrogant because it's just the way that I feel like I had to grow up. I had to grow up mean because wasn't nobody gonna look out for me but me. And it stemmed from that. And I always had somebody that was mad at me for I don't know what, because I'm a kid and you're not teaching me or you're not telling me why I'm mad. You mad at me? All you doing is being mad or putting your hands on me or doing X, Y, Z, but you're not teaching me. So that shit came off as bad to other people.
a reflection of your pop's relationship with you, a correlation to how you treated the
Yeah,
world?
most definitely. Yeah.
So fast forward with that, is that the same reason that you come for your pops a lot on social media or on Facebook? So I always say that if you don't care about somebody, you won't mention them, you won't bring them up, you just don't care about them. But sometimes you bring up your pops randomly and you post, very like hateful, mean stuff about them. Does that mean you really care?
So
If you're even thinking about bringing him up?
I don't not care about dude. Like he's still my pops. I don't I don't love him like he my pops, but I got love for him. But I also dislike the fact that, man, because I got a son and a daughter, and I gotta keep my son and my daughter from around you because of the way that you act. Like you a manipulator, like you know. I understand you, and I don't want my child to be around that. But I love you. But if something happened to you, you know, I'm gonna wish the best for you. I'm gonna be sorry that it happened, but it's not gonna bother me because I done already made peace with that. That's the life that you chose to live.
So before we go too far, what reasons do you continue to like bring him up on Facebook? Like you would tag him randomly.
It's funny, and I know I'm gonna get a reaction from time to time. And I just
A reaction from who?
from him, yeah, for sure. Man, my pops done turned like it just bothered me sometimes. My pops done turned family members against me. Like I had to stop messing with my uncle, his brother. You know, a long time ago, when I ain't never really talked to my pops. My uncle came down from Virginia. He came to the crib and he asked me, he was like, man, come see your daddy. This might be his last day living because they about to put a balloon in his head. And I was like, nah, I ain't. I'm good. And he kept asking me and I said no. And he left and then he came back, but I was gone. And I left with somebody or something like that. And he told my mom, he was like, what kid? He was like, oh, he left with a girl. And ever since then, he hated me after that. Like my uncle ain't talked to me or nothing like that. But bro, I'm a kid. You don't like me because of the relationship that I have with my pops. If this my pops, you should understand. You see what I go through. You done came down here. You understand what I went through. So now, man, it's just fun to me. Like I laugh. I usually laugh or whatever and stuff like that. But it don't bother me. It just bothers me. I got a son, and you know, you could teach him some stuff that you used to like doing, like you fishing, like we could go on a father son grandson trip, and you depriving him of that because of you. Because I done tried to mend my relationship with my papa a couple times. A lot of people don't know that, but I done tried for other people and still the same thing. I done tried to mend it 3 times. My uncle asked, 2 uncles asked me, and my aunt asked me, and I done tried, but they go out the same way. He told people I tried to shoot at them or pull the gun on them and stuff like that. And now I can't be around that negativity, because I'm an easily angered person, and I don't want to put my hands on my dad because it just wouldn't seem right.
Yeah. So, but you saying you don't want that attention from him, but calling him out on Facebook and stuff like that is kind of drawing that attention. Is that more of a deep longing for the attention that you used to want as a kid? Because negative attention or positive attention is still attention.
Yeah, I mean, no, I just be bored and I be being funny. I don't really care about the attention or nothing like that. We are distance away from each other. Like I ain't gotta deal with you face to face or nothing like that no more. So now it just be me being funny. I be in the house and I be bored. Like, you know, it's gonna get a rise out of him or it's not or whatever and stuff like that. Then I go on my way once I close Facebook.
Is it like payback type of situation?
Payback, no, because I don't really care. Because now I just know to be right, do right by my son. I just go, I mess with everybody now.
Kind of banning the term generational curses because sometimes it's generational choice, and I'm saying that to ask, how was the relationship with your pops and his pops? Do you know?
Man, I ain't need his pops until I was like the 7th grade, and he didn't have a relationship with it. My daddy my grandpa, from what I know, he used to be like an old police officer in Plankton or something like that. But I didn't meet him until the 7th grade, and that's when he moved. We moved in with him, or he moved in with us. Either one, and he was mean. It wasn't. Oh, I'm happy to see my grandpa because I ain't never seen him before ever, and I don't think they ever had a good relationship. But we moved in and me and Dude stayed in the same room and he was an amputee, like one of his legs was cut off, so he needed help. But he felt like it was an entitlement to help him, but my dad accepted him into the crib. Like it just happened and okay, they was cool with it and everything. So I see why you upset or you mad all the time or you treat me like this because it seemed like he treated you like this when you was younger. And that's why you went to the street. Because my dad used to be on drugs, used to be in jail, used to sell drugs and everything, stuff like that. But it's like he only had a woman figure in the house, and that was my grandma. Mm-hmm. But I ain't never met this dude until then.
Would you been mature enough to know that, hey, maybe you were upset and treated me like that because your pops treated you like that? Is there any grace that you show your father?
No, there ain't no grace because it comes to a point to where now, like, you understand what's going on. Like, after a certain time, like, it's no more grace. It's just now you just doing it because you want to do it. Ain't nothing click and be like, man, these are my kids. You married, you got a wife and everything, and you had a child before me. And granted, you treated my daughter better than, mommy and my sister better than you treated me, but you understand better now. Especially when you get in your 30s and your 40s. We can't keep holding on to the same thing that, we did when we was young.
I ain't gonna tackle this too long. But how's your sister's relationship with your father?
No, they're not cool either, but they better than what we is. Like they talk more than what we talk, but my sister kind of always been like the fake. Like she got more than what I got. She lived with my grandma. Like he sent money or whatever and stuff. Like no time was still spent because even us growing up, like me and my sister don't get along. Like when they ain't teach us how to love each other, like we should just fight all the time. And I tried to amend that relationship, but I have my faults and me and my sister not being as close as we should be, but she also has hers, and it takes a lot, you know, to mend that relationship. It'll probably never happen, but it is what it is at this point. We almost 40, so what can I do?
So you have a son. How old, Kyle?
6.
6. You have a 6-year-old son. How has you and your pops relationship and how you grew up with your pops? How has that affected you and your son? Well, first, how has that affected you as a father?
It didn't affect me in a negative way because I'm going.
You said did
it did no, it didn't affect me in a negative way because my son my son and my daughter are my main priority. Like my daughter, she live in Korea right now, but my son, I'm an active parent. Like he know me. I talk to him almost every day. I go see him all the time. Like I make sure I know that he's loved. If I have to whoop him, I give him a reason why I'm whooping him before I whoop him, so he can have understanding of what he did wrong. And we have a great relationship. And I never change that for the world. And then it makes me think about like, man, my pops could have had this with me. And I'm not with my son's mom anymore or anything like that. So it ain't no excuse of why you couldn't be there all the time.
So you're breaking those generational choices.
Yeah, because man, like when we was kids, we could have learned so much from our parents, like what to do and what not to do. I ain't gonna say I learned too much, from them. Everything I learned when I was an adult, I had to go through it to figure it out. And I feel like a lot of that's most of our generation. We have to figure it out later on. Because our childhood was taken from us, so we had to grow up fast, so we had to get a job and help pay bills and stuff like that. Like we went through a lot as a kid. What's the point? What's the point of being there if you gonna make it worse? All you doing is you coming in here, you capitalizing off the little stuff that's here, like using my mama, doing whatever y'all is and doing. You ain't really spending time with your kids, but you rather go up the street and be around another woman and spend time with her kids. So what's the point of keep coming back here if you already got your mind made up of what you want to do over there? It's not helping nothing over here. The money may be helping that you may give it to my mom, but that's it. And I get upset with my mom because, man, why you ain't had the strength enough to leave and figure it out? Why you ain't never had the strength to leave and figure it out? Why make your kids go through it? If it wasn't for you, why make us go through it?
When you look back, how old was your pops when he had you? About what age?
Probably like 27.
It's still fairly young. I asked you about grace, and you said it's not really grace. At a certain point, you're supposed to make those choices. It's a choice to do right. When I hear you say that about your mother, um, who may have been dependent on your pop's income, and sometimes it's hard to get out of those ruts when you dependent on another person. That when you're in the midst of it, it's kind of hard to shake out. But when you back out, look at the whole scheme of things, you're like, dang, I could have made this, and that. Do you think your mom would just end that deep where she couldn't really see around? That was just her life. At a certain point, habits become routine, and it just becomes life. You think she looked at it like that?
To be honest, bro, I don't care how she looked at it because you see what's going on. You gotta want to do better. You gotta know that this is wrong and I'm getting treated wrong. So let me branch out and do better because it's all kind of systems out there. Okay, child support. You know, it's you got my grandma, and this is my dad's mom. You got her. She's always been there for you. You have brothers, you have a dad, you have all of these resources that you could go to or fall back on until you get on your feet, to be able to do these type of things.
So for someone came up to you and said, "Hey, all right, pops, I'm 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I want to have a relationship with my friend." What's your response?
I'm not gonna stop her from doing that. I would text him to go do that. I'm not against it. It's just that I'm never gonna make my pops look like a bad person. If that's something that he wanna figure out on his own, I ain't gonna start off on the back note with him. I'm gonna let him start off how he needs to start off and they build a relationship by him.
So we've said everything we sit here and discuss, the hurt that your father essentially gave to you, he incorporated, which basically shaped who you are and your relationship today to a certain extent. We talk about all the negative things. Are there positive things that your pops did, or that some things that you learned from your father growing up?
My pops taught me how to fish.
Okay.
And that's what he taught me how to fish. I ain't gonna take that away from him. He taught me how to fish. It wasn't really because he wanted to teach me. It's just something that he would like doing. But I will say that he taught me how to fish.
Nothing else.
He taught me how to fish. I ain't like me. I'm not gonna sit up in here and bash dude or I ain't gonna sit up here and lie either about nothing like that. Like that's what he taught me. I can't speak on him teaching me nothing else and I don't understand it because, bro, I'm you. I'm a younger version than you. You could teach me to be whatever it is that you want me to be. Why have me figure it out? I graduated from high school. You ain't come to that.
To graduate.
No, you ain't come to that. I've been to Afghanistan 4 times. I ain't never get are you okay? Do you need anything or anything like that? Never got, hey, are you all right? Man, I done so much shit as an adult that I had to just learn and make mistakes and doing and everything. And I never had your support. I graduated from basic training. You didn't come. My mom came, my aunt, my whole came. You didn't come. There's so much stuff that I've accomplished that you've never been a part of and you never wanted to be a part of. So I'm not gonna sit here and lie because you ain't gonna lie on me. Now you will say, "Oh, this is my son." You will hang up a picture. Yeah, he in the army and this and that. But why you want to take credit on something that you wasn't a part of? You never been a part of anything. You never been a part of anything in my life. So why you want to take credit for it? So if I sit here, man, I'm just not no person that's gonna lie about something like that.
So what is we nearing the end? So what does healing look like for you and your pop? Well, you can't speak for your pop. What is healing in this situation look like for you? Because you still feeling the effects. You may not care, may not, say you care, but the effects are gonna be on you. And the way to heal is forgiveness. We learned a lot of times. So a lot of times we forgive people, not for them, it's for us. And you already have a relationship, a positive relationship with your son, but forgiveness frees you up more to be more present for Cairo. Two questions: what does healing look like, or what does forgiveness look like?
So I I ain't gonna say I'm healed because I still think about the father son grandson relationship, but I forgave dude a long time ago. Like it ain't nothing that bothers me. Me, I'm just gonna be me. Like sometimes I want to be ignorant and post it on social media, and everybody laugh at it. We all laugh, whatever, and stuff like that. But I forgave him a long time ago because that's the life that you wanted to live. And ain't nothing that I can do about it. What's done is done. I don't resent you. I don't do anything. I just stay away from you because you still got that negative energy. Like, and my trying to turn my aunts against me. Two of my aunts told me that I couldn't come to their house for holidays, and I got my kids with me. I got my son or my daughter's mom with me at the time.
Trickle it down.
Yeah, and it trickled down, and then I cut them off because when it's gonna come to a point to where you holding your brother accountable for the stuff that he's doing, because it ain't me. I won't even listen. So when I want to come down, I want to see my family, and we all get together. That makes me happy because I don't ever see them. But now it can't never be like that.
So what is healing?
Healing, I mean, I'm cool. I can't say what it looked like. It's just I think it's gonna come with time, but it's more so I don't even think about it because I got my own life to live, man. I got kids. I'm not worried about what dude got going on. The only thing I can do is wish him the best. But I can't say I don't know what healing over. I have no idea.
I hate future questions, but I have to ask this one. So your pops reach out to you tomorrow, say, "Hey son, I want to talk to you. I want to mend our relationship. Can we start new as adult? You a man, I'm a man. Can we start from here?" What's your answer?
I'm gonna say we could try. I ain't gonna be against it, but my expectations, like I already know what to expect, but every time this happens, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Because when I used to try, but it go out to the same thing. It's to a point to where now, like, bro, I'm tired of trying because you just gonna do the same thing and you gonna tell people like, man, I used to do everything I can for you or anything like that. And it makes me upset because you telling these people that now you making me seem like I'm a liar. I ain't gotta lie. I ain't gotta lie about you because we older now. I don't feel like you could whoop me for me to have to lie. So I just don't like when he do that. But I will say yes because I still want the father son grandson dynamic. You know.
Sure. I was going to ask you one question, but I'm gonna switch. So last two questions. It's some people that's out there right now, father and the son, dealing with the same stuff. It's a son out there going through it with his dad. It's a dad not being present for whatever reason. But it's a father and a son out there that have a strained relationship. First, what do you tell that father that's not present for his son?
I mean, my first question gonna be why, and after the why, because everybody had they reasons why. I'm not here to judge or anything like that. That was your reason at the time. Why? And then I'm a big. You still got time. If you want to make amends with your son, you still got time. So why not? Because we all gonna need somebody. So why not it be your flesh and blood? As we get older, as we go, we maybe why not it be your flesh and blood? Why not try to make amends before it's too late and you regret it? A person like me, I done try to make amends. I done made peace with me making amends. It's just never gonna happen. As much as other people want it to happen, much as I may have wanted it to happen, it's never gonna happen. But it's never too late to keep trying because you gotta understand at the end of the day, as we get older, that's still your child. It's not his job to come and make amends with you. But if he tried, that means that he really cared.
So what do you tell the son who's going through that pops absence?
If you can't if you reach out to him, don't stop trying because you still a kid. If you still want that, man, try your best to reach out to him. But if it don't work out, make peace with it. Find a way to make peace with it and raise your kids differently. You can always think in the back of your mind, like, man, why you couldn't be? You could raise me to be whatever you want to be. Why can't you be here? But make peace with that and just raise your kids better. Man, it's nothing that I wouldn't do for my kids. And I really still don't understand that why men don't want to be there for their child because they so innocent. They'll do anything and everything for you. They just want you to be there. They want you to play with them. They want you to teach them something. They so open to whatever you want them to do. I don't understand it, but make peace with it, man, and be better for your kid.
Brother, I appreciate you, brother.
No problem, bro.